Okay, I picked up Fallout New Vegas yesterday, and have been venturing around the Mojave Wastelands ever since. Obviously, haven't beaten the game yet. There's a ton of content in there through side quests and the main story, but I have enough right now to give you a general first impressions review. Right off the bat, of course, this thing is extremely similar to Fallout 3. In fact, it's essentially Fallout 3 with new missions, new locations, everything else, which means the core gameplay is exactly the same as Fallout 3, which isn't actually a bad thing. I didn't have to adjust for controls because the controls were exactly the same. VATS was exactly the same, and I like that because it seemed Fallout 3 had a very well refined control system, and there wasn't a whole lot they actually had to update for that. Which is always nice. But I mean, they even also from Fallout 3 used the same models and skins. So obviously slightly updated graphics wise, but essentially the exact same stuff, which actually adds a strange feel to this. That this is genuinely in the same world as Fallout 3. A lot of video games have a disconnect between the games from a gamer or player perspective because they're different. If you have the same type of soldier in three different games, they normally look different. I mean, they might have the same overall motif, but I mean, they generally look very different. They'll have different types of armor in each game. Maybe they'll be the same color generally, but it varies, and it makes it hard to associate that this is the same game world. You actually do get this with this, and I like it. I like it. I like it in the sense that I am actually in a larger game world. That literally, I could walk far enough and I'll hit the Capital Wastelands. Of course, it's not that big. I wish it was. But of course, with all this, there is some new stuff. Some stuff that I think they listen to fans to do, and that is more choice. You can choose which factions. You have an entire reputation system, much like how most multiple faction games have it. If you help one faction, they like you better. If you start killing them, they like you less. You kill certain people of other factions, another faction will like you. It's very standard in that respect, but very new and good to the Fallout franchise, because one of the things a lot of fans complained about, especially on the forums and such, with Fallout 3 was that they couldn't join the Enclave, the main villain. They were like, and very hard to argue that they were any worse than the Slavers or any of the other factions you kind of could work with. So why you couldn't fully work with the Enclave and become a member, very other than they want to drive a particular narrative. But now you are open up. I mean, you can join the New California Republic, the NRC, NCR, or you can go and join a Caesar's Legion, which is this army of slavers with a whole Roman motif, which are meant to be the main bad guys, meant to be the guys you're supposed to fight, kill, and destroy. But you know what? If you want to join them, you can go and join them. You want to do the NRC, you can do the NCR. If you want to go and do what I like to call the third faction that's supposed to be gray but is always evil, because it's a money faction, Mr. House. I'm going to digress here, but they always do this with, they try to make multiple factions. They make three, the good guys, the bad guys, and supposed to be the neutral faction, and they make them neutral because they're just concerned with money. But in that, always, they're still just another bad faction, or evil faction. But you have a lot of choice with that, and I really do appreciate it. I have not taken full advantage of where I'm at in the game so far to do that. I haven't really picked California Republic or Caesar's Legion or Mr. House yet. But we'll see. I might do a little supplemental later on. One of the other things I want to say about the game so far is it's got a much... Oh, no, wait. I want to say first, the weapons mods. When we're talking about choice, is you can actually add a scope to your rifle, or you can add a little silencer to a pistol, which will help with how you want to play your character. If you want to play a guy that really is supposed to be a sniper, which is what I'm kind of trying to do, you can heavily mod your rifles, and it'll be that much more fun to play. You can even mod ammo type, make it hollow points, make it armor piercing, and so on and so forth. So I love the new choice they added. They also added this whole survival mechanic where you can go out and collect ingredients from all the plants and stuff that are growing out in the wilderness and make your own health, make your own chemicals, make your own special food, which is really nice. It certainly means you can kind of really live off the land, and if you're wandering around the wastelands, you don't have to get to a town in order to restock up on supplies. You can really just kind of live out in the wastelands, and it really helps with the exploration that I don't have to worry about running out of, especially this early in the game. I'm sure later on it will be just like Fallout 3, where by the end of the game I'm walking around with like 200 stim packs. But related to the survival and this whole outdoor stuff, this game's got a much brighter color palette than Fallout 3, and I think developers are starting to move away from what a lot of people have been complaining about, the gray and brown color palette that they have been using ever since Gears of War. Now they're starting to lighten it up. I mean, this is still a post-apocalyptic RPG. It's still going to have a lot of dark colors, but they have a nice bright blue sky. You have, the green of the desert fauna. Even some of the characters. I mean, they have now Caesar's Legion as the main villain, and they were wearing bright red. Well, I mean, not bright red, but red. So very nice little addition with the survival, with the color palette, refreshing. I would definitely highly recommend this game. I'm, as I said, not all the way through with either. Barely touched the main storyline. I've done a couple of the side missions, and I've just generally also just went around randomly exploring and come across occasionally some things that are a little too powerful for me to kill yet. But I'll see how it is. Maybe I'll do a little after I finish it, a little supplemental to this. But signing off for now.